My new year has gotten off to a slow start. It is perhaps down to the cold weather, but more likely due to my need to rethink my goals. I've now taken to writing down each project to keep myself focused on the goals I set myself. I'm aware now, however, that this is not rushing forward to save lives, nor is it helping to save the world. Perhaps the worlds are beyond that. I know the wars that rage are slow to progress, that many will not be touched by the apocalypse in short time, but that does not give me hope. This is just an excuse. Now then, welcome back to another episode of A Druid's Tale. And, well, today I've done an update, I've had a look around, but first, I just thought I'd start with this guy trapped in here. As you can see from my F7, is it lit? Yeah, things can spawn inside here, and I wondered where the werewolf noises were coming from, the howling and the cattle wailing and all that. I mean, everything else down here is pretty well lit up, but in there, in the dark room, which harvests all of the Nether Wart for me, it's spawning. Fortunately for me, nothing spawning that can get out. I might put a grinder in there and send that off to my mob essence just to grind them up. Another problem that I've noticed when I updated the pack is all of my ghastly moss has disappeared. It was, when I updated the pack, it told me that a load of things were missing. A load of these kind of things were missing. We've got a lot of the stuff that we've done still. We've still got the blaze and the glowstone ones, but for some reason, the ghastly moss stuff has disappeared. All of the crops were just empty in there, so I just had to break the crops before the weeds spread. But, yeah, it's a shame. And I've fallen down a hole. That's a shame too. I'm planning to do a few bits and pieces today, but we've had a week off. We've had a catch-up. I've had a breather from it. It's a long-running series, and long-running series can drag on a little bit if you're not careful. And when I first started Season 3 of A Druid's Tale, looking through my notes, and my first note was A Druid's Tale Season 3 ends December 2015. So I was planning on, like, it was July till December, I think. I think that was the plan. But now we are in January, and it's still going. I kind of knew that December would be the breaking point, whether or not I felt like I could do any more or not. And whether or not I'd finished, whether or not I've done everything. Well, I haven't done everything, and I feel like there's plenty of projects that I can still do, and lots of bits and pieces that I can do. So I've been looking at your comments from the last episode, and thank you all very much for your kind words and support of the steady progress, a little bit of magic here and there, plenty of building, all that kind of stuff. And I'm going to continue with that in mind, okay? So I started a few clipboards, some project boards, and I've even gone to rename them so I know which one's which when I'm doing it. So we've got building projects. The Villa Stables is a building project that I've assigned space for and never got around to doing. I was going to do a stable, so I have all sorts of different animals that you could ride in the stables. Now the chances are I'm only ever going to use golden chocobos that can fly. But having a stables full of stuff that is cool to ride around on makes for interesting content, as well as gives me a sense that this is a living, breathing place. I'm sure elephants and all that kind of stuff have a reason, and horses have a reason, but when you've got chocobo that can fly, it kind of put me off finishing that particular project. But I'd like to build the stables, at least, and then house a load of different animals in the stables, just for cosmetic purposes. Also, the magic house upstairs. In my magic crafting area, I haven't finished the upstairs. And I haven't finished the upstairs because I haven't got anything to put upstairs yet. And to put things upstairs would require me to have an upstairs, and also for me to do episode after episode of doing magic mods, which most people in the comments said, well, not too much of this and not too much of that. It's kind of too much magic. It is Magic Farm, but it's kind of too much magic. The Arboretum for trees. Now, there's the project that I might start on fairly soon, because people like the forestry tree stuff and forestry bee stuff, and a bit of the magic and a bit of the forestry trees all mixed in together. And the Arboretum for trees also gives me the opportunity to grow new types of wood, so that I've got different wood types for building all the other projects. So it's kind of, it should really be at the top of my list, the Arboretum for the trees, so I can get different wood types available. The magical gardens, the area surrounding the magic crafting house, and what will be the blood altar building, which will have my tier 6 blood altar in, also is magical gardens. Currently that's where the nodes are, the magical gardens. So I should really build on the magical gardens, but I'm guessing I really need to build the blood altar building first to know where the magical gardens are going to be. So there's magical house, magical gardens, and the blood altar building all kind of in the same area around the villa, and then the villa stables also around the villa, to try and complete the builds in the villa area. But the Arboretum for the trees, I think that might be the first building project on my list. Then we got tech advances. Now, I was thinking about this, right? I was thinking about it long and hard and thinking, now, I don't really want to go mining for all the goodies I'm going to need. I just want the goodies so that I can make stuff and build stuff and get on with the interesting side of things. So resource gathering is a thing. The Ender Quarry was something that I was avoiding this series, but I don't think I can avoid it any longer. I think I need that to mine the materials that I'm going to use for building and making things, so that I don't physically need to have to do it myself. And that would give me more time on the interesting projects and less time between recording sessions or between play sessions mining out the resources. So an Ender Quarry. For an Ender Quarry, I'm going to need Tesseracts. I've already got the ability to make Tesseracts, but I don't really have a good setup for Tesseracts, so I should make a good setup for Tesseracts so I can quickly make Tesseracts very easily. Even auto-crafting Tesseracts would be nice. And then, in order to do the Ender Quarry and the Tesseracts, I'm going to need a good power supply. And there is advanced generators, and there are the extra utilities, amazing energy producing machines. There's lots of those, lots of different types and all that as well. But I think in a Druid's Tale I should focus on solar energy. So I'm going to work on solar panels before I do my Ender Quarry, before I do my Tesseract and all that kind of stuff. And on to magical studies, I've thought about what I need to achieve, and the Blood Altar tier 6 and the Elf Home Portal for Britannia. So we've got Blood Magic tier 6, Elf Home Portal for Britannia. Just to round those off so I've got everything I need. The infusion chamber, the infusion altar for Thorncraft is possibly the highest tier of crafting I need to worry about for Thorncraft. So it's these two extras that I need to worry about soon for those. And then forestry studies, well, I'm going to have a whole list of things in here as I go through the Arboretum build. But put those to one side for a bit, right? Because I have updated the pack to the latest version, I've got some new problems. Previously, you could just shift right-click on the top of a sorting chest and you would get all of the mods to choose from to decide what goes into those. Well, everything that I had set up already looks like it's been reset by the latest version of Refined Relocation. And I think the latest version of Refined Relocation needs me to go through and add filters and set up all of the things. So I can filter based on specific mods still, so I can still do this, but this is what I used to do. And that means potentially that everything has been broken already. So let's see, for instance, Steve's Workshop. Let's right click on that. Steve's Workshop is a creative filter, maybe, is it? For Steve's Workshop, or did I not do that? Steve's Workshop is selected or not. See, if it's still selected, then I know that it's transferred on. There we go, Steve's Production is selected. So we're kind of keeping that one. Let's check out over here, Extra Utilities. Extra Utilities, is that set up all sorted for me already? Or do I need to go through each of these individual chests and sort them out? Extra Utilities set for me. So I think I had a problem with the last update, with the newer version of Refined Relocation at the time, that it hadn't transferred my settings from my original setup here, which it spent me... I spent ages going through all these chests to set them all up right. I think the update before this current update, they were all messed up. So whenever I put stuff in the chest here to sort out amongst the system, it was all going in the wrong places and it was all messed up. So I was like, nope, that update didn't work. Take that update off, go back to the update that works, and come back to it again another day. Well, today is another day, and I've updated to it, and it seems to be that this version of Refined Relocation has fixed things, hopefully. So if I check this one, it's Redstone Creative Filter. So anything in the Creative tab for Redstone will go into this chest. Let's see, hoppers, for instance. Okay, so if I put hoppers in there now, ping, it should come across over to here and refill that. Yes. Okay, so it's still working perfectly now, which is good. That's a relief. That's the problem I had with updating it prior to this version of the update. This also means that now we're updating that my botanical flowers, my day blooms and all that, will slowly but surely die off. So I'm going to end up having to do something with the magical studies to, as part of the elf portal, upgrade mana production, and also auto-craft day blooms. So I've got a constant supply of day blooms that I can replace any day blooms that die off very quickly, and upgrade my mana production so that I can do all the fancy things in the future. Okay? Another thing that I spotted in the update, which I would like to get on with today, and hopefully just do a bit of crafting and experimenting and figuring it all out with you today, is this cooking for blockheads. I spotted cooking for blockheads was on the list of additions mods, and they look quite cool. They look quite cheap, really. They're quite cheap things, so I reckon we can craft just about all of this in today's session. Maybe? I don't know. First up, though, I want to get the books. So I need a painting and a book to make a book. There's no paintings here, so I just don't have any paintings, though. So I'll quickly make a painting, I guess. Yeah, I've got no paintings. Let's have a look if we've got anything in here. That's my solar panels. Yeah, let's take some wood. Was that paintings? No, that was not paintings. Let's take some wood and we'll make some paintings. So I'm pretty sure we need some sticks, and for a painting we need some wool. Okay, so I'm going to need a painting per book. Have I got enough wool in here? I've got one piece of wool left. Oh my days. Alright, see, this is the thing. I need to go and have a time just setting up resource gathering so that we can collect all sorts of things and do all the things in the future we want to do. Where's the books? I believe I need the crafting table, so I'll take those now. Where's the books? I don't have any books here. I think the books must be upstairs in the Mistcraft area, in the Mistcraft tower. So we'll quickly go and grab those. But I figured, why not start with one of the new additions to the mod pack and see where that takes us? Because all the other things, I know what I'm doing. Basically, I just need to... Ooh, little lag spike. I just need to get round to doing them. And getting round to doing them and having fun doing them are two different things. And so we've got to be in the right mood, we've got to be at the right point in the story and all that kind of stuff in order to make that work. And books. There we go, we've got lots of books in here. Let's take those. Okay, so a book and a painting will make us Cooking for Blockheads, Book 1. The No Filter Edition. Okay. Good job then. Okay, maybe a change of plans. Okay, so relogged. Let's try that again. Nope. Nope. So, Cooking for Blockheads is well integrated into the mod pack then. Awesome, excellent. Right, well, let's see if the other books are just as bad. So that's book 1. Let's not open book 1 ever again until it's fixed. Cooking for Blockheads 2, you smelt book 1. Or smelt a book. Okay, do I have a smelting ability down here? No, I've got to run all the way back down to there. All the way back down into my base. Oh dear. I need some fast travel as well, that'd be nice. Some teleportation. I should really look into the rune stones and things. Just to get backwards and forwards quickly. Let's go down here and... is my furnace. My one and only furnace that I use over here. Let's see. If we cook a book. If we cook a book, is it going to give us the Blockheads 1? Is it? Is it going to do it? Is it going to work? Testing mods. Should not be my responsibility. Should be Jaded Cat, but who knows. Okay, let's see. So, book 1 doesn't work. Book 0 doesn't work. Book 1, the recipe book. This is the no filter edition. Shows all food recipes. This one is a recipe book. Shows food you can make with things you have in your inventory. Oh, okay. That sounds cool then. Alright. So, currently I've got not enough ingredients. And it opens up okay. Alright, so let's see how do we make the third book. That's a crafting book. Can craft food using the things you have in your inventory. Well, what's the difference between that one and that one? Well, let's make another one of those. Because we're using up the charcoal anyway. And I've got the crafting table and the diamonds to upgrade this one. So I should, in theory, be able to make book 3. Book 2. Book 3, book 2. That's complicated. That's annoyingly complicated, isn't it? There's 3 books, but it's not book 3. It's book 2. Boom. Okay, book 2, let's see. And yeah, okay. So everything's working on here as well. This has got a few different things in there. Okay, so I need to get some food. So let's go up to the kitchen and figure out what we've got that we can use in this. I guess it's just like crafting recipes though. So let's take some caramel and some pear and some maple syrup and some sugar and some bananas and grapefruits and a turnip. Why not? And let's see, cooking for blockheads. What do we got? Select an item on the right to see its recipe. So that's the recipe of it. Okay, so it's basically doing NEI's job for it. Okay, so I could make a fruit salad if I had the cutting board with the grapefruits. Yeah, it's showing me the recipes, but it's not showing me. It's not allowing me to actually do it. So what's this? A crafting book. This is a recipe book. Let's have a look at the recipe book then and see what the difference is. This is telling me all the same things that the other book tells me. Okay. So, what does this one do exactly? If I've got a pot, I guess that would work. Okay. Not so sure about this new mod that's been added. I will keep messing around with it though. Let's have a look to see at least what the cosmetics look like. So we've got things like the kitchen stuff, which was a cooking table, which is a cooking book with some stained clay and some that. So we need black stained clay as well. Wow. Okay, black stained clay. Do I have some stained clay anywhere? This makes the game more interesting, figuring out new mods as they come into the pack. And I like to do these things on a camera. Well, there's some clay. But I don't have any stained clay down here. Let's see if there's an easier one, just for starters. The tool rack is some pressure plates and some iron ingots. Okay, so 2 iron ingots. And can I make some pressure plates? Have I got any wood? Yes, I have. So we're going to make 3 pressure plates. Like so. And put a couple of iron ingots down. Okay, and then we get a tool rack. Alright, let's have a look, see what the tool rack looks like. It looks very much like the Tinker's tool rack, but it has a little bit extra information on it. Can I just pop my stuff up there, or do I need to have the actual cooking stuff? I might need to go to sleep for a minute, just because it's got dark. I just need to settle down and go to sleep for a minute. Hello, good morning, and welcome. Right, let's just have another couple of lay-ins. Let's just sleep for 24 hours. Oh, boom. There we go. Wow. That was a little bit more than 24 hours, but never mind. That's got topped up our sleep situation. So I'm expecting that the pots and pans and stuff will go into there. Yeah, I guess so. I don't think you can like put tools on like this. Oh, you can. And they become Diddy tools. Oh, that's cool. But not Tinker's. Tinker's does work then. Okay. So why doesn't this axe work? Why does that work and not the axe? The bow works, but not the axe. I don't know why the mattock doesn't work. Maybe that's just an issue that we can follow on later. Does a dolly rack up on there? Yeah, even a dolly rack's up on there. Well, that's okay. That's pretty cool. I like the look of it. I like the graphicals of it. It's aesthetically pleasing. And the better thing about this one than the Tinker's tool rack is that you can put 2 tools on it, and it's an easy right click the same way as a Tinker's tool rack. That's cool. I like that. That's nice. And it's decorative as well, which is awesome. So I can decorate the base with things like this. Easy access tools and stuff. Alright, so what else we got? We've got this, which needs black stained glass and some iron. That's okay. And this is iron, a bucket of water, and some logs. So iron, a bucket of water, and some logs is probably a lot easier to make. Do I even have a bucket on me in here? I have a bucket. I'm sure I can get a bucket of water and some iron sorted out. Let's go. Hey, how you doing? Let's go and get bucket from the reserves of water up here. Wow, okay, there's not that much in the reserves right now. What? The accumulator's not quite keeping up, and I've been keeping the rain off, haven't I? Alright, well, I'll take a bucket of water out of it. Everything's grown in there because I've left it for a while and not done any replanting. So I may need to go and sort out some more water sometime. So, and it was 1, 2, 3 of those and some logs. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, something like that. And there we go. So we were like this with this and that. Yes, a sink. Awesome. Oh, you get the bucket back as well. That's awesome. Okay, let's have a sink just here. Oh, look how cool that looks. That's pretty neat, isn't it? That's pretty nice. Like, it's turn the water on, turn the tap on. I can fill a water bucket up and dump water buckets. I can fill a water bucket from there. That's pretty cool. All right. And I can shift right click it and nothing much happens other than the little water dripping going on. Okay. But having you can put water in it and take water out of it like an infinite water source. That's quite cool. There's a few of those around though, but that's quite cool as a little sink. And it looks nice, which is good for the kitchen upstairs. I can put a sink in the kitchen upstairs. Alright, the other things that we had then, a fridge, was a chest and an iron door. Let's see about that. There's my chest. And I can just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make an iron door, because I don't think I've already got any. I've not made any iron doors anywhere recently, so there we go. And a chest on the iron door. Let's have a look, see what the fridge looks like. Boom. Well, as you would expect, it's a fridge, and you can put stuff in it. Does it make that into ice or anything? No. I like the graphic on the inside. That looks pretty cool when you open it. It's got a good graphic on the inside, but it doesn't seem to require any power or electric or anything. It's just a cool looking storage, which is awesome. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Alright, and the other things then. So we've done pretty much everything. So we need to make the cooker and the cooking table. The cooker needs some glass and the cooking table needs some clay. Okay, we haven't got long left of the episode, so let's have a quick rush around and hopefully we can get those things done. And then I can figure out where in the kitchen I'm going to put them and all that kind of stuff between this episode and next episode, because messing around with stuff like that is okay. I've turned it all into bricks. I think I've turned it all into bricks, haven't I? Yeah, I have. Okay, so what did I put in there? Sand, was it? Was it dirt, water, and that slag? Oh yeah, okay. So where did I hide all my dirt? I've used all the dirt up in there. Is that what it is? Okay, I think that makes clay. So we should be okay if I've got some dirt supplies. I've been using my dirty stick from Britannia so much that I don't necessarily have dirt. Ah, here we go. Let's get a couple of stacks of that. It's been a while since I've done crafting ingredients and stuff on camera. I've been using up the supplies that I've made for a lot. Most of the time it's sand and clay for the rooftops, and that's just bricks. So I've got lots of bricks produced, as you can see, and I've got plenty of sand produced, and the majority of these are empty. I've got my spares went into there. But now, if I throw this into here, we should be making a clay. We should be making a ton of clay, yes. And I don't want to cook it, so stop receiving. Stop receiving. But you can output. You can output that way, that's fine. But stop receiving the clay. I want the clay in there. There we go. So we can make clay blocks. And I only really need like 3 cooked, but I need 8 to make a coloured one. So there we go. We get 8 clay blocks in there. Yeah, we've got glass and clay in there. All I need now is to find some ink. And if I can't find ink, then black Botania flowers will do, hopefully, because that always classifies as ink. But I may already have some mob drops of ink down here somewhere. I haven't actually got a location for inky mob drops. So maybe I don't have any ink. Yes. And I don't have any ink in there either. Okay. Okay, so while the clay's doing, and while of that, I'm going to go and get some ink or black flowers and crush them down into an ink-like substance. Or the actually, let's go running around this way. Numpty, you stay put. I've probably got ink in the Mistcraft area, haven't I? So let's quickly go to the Mistcraft build and get ink from there. Scattered all my stuff all over the place. That's half the problem of building without an applied logistic system or anything like that. No central sort of like warehousey location for everything. Things get spread out. Like I need the ink in certain places, so all of the ink's probably over here. There's 1 ink sack. Bang. And no more ink in there. Okay, yeah, I'm going to have to cut and go and get some ink, because the ink is all used up in there at the minute. Okay, so in theory, this ink should work just the same as any other. The mystical petals, crushed up in a pestle and mortar, should work the same, shouldn't it? In theory, yeah, there we go. 8 black stained clay and 8 black glass. Okay, so that's that. So we needed wood for that one, 5 wood, and I don't quite have 5 wood, of course. Let's have 1 more and set that one up. So that should work there. No, okay, cooking and was it that? Am I in the right one? Yeah, that one. Okay, and then this underneath, and then the clay on the top. Yep, and that gives us the cooking table, and then the cooker was that with a furnace. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nearly. Yeah, that'll do. Make a furnace, and there's some iron involved as well. So let's take that out, and that's going to go in the middle, I believe. Yep, and then 3 of this on the top. Yeah, and then 5 iron. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, thank you. Okay, so let's see what these look like. Hopefully, fairly cool. Alright, so we've got our fridge there. I'm going to put them on this side just to see. A cooker and a cooking table. There's kind of a gap between them, but that's no real big deal. So what have we got? A cooking table. So we've got fresh water and salt in it. Select an item on the right to see its recipe. Okay. So we've got many recipes for that, have we? Okay, salt, fresh water. And then the cooking oven. We've got different pans and things in there. Ah, that's kind of interesting. Kind of okay interesting, I guess. Let's see. Mushrooms. Mushrooms and a bowl. Let's have a look. See if putting mushrooms in a bowl in there. I see. Okay. So I can make mushroom stew by just clicking on here, and that's the recipe. But how do I take it? How do I take it? Shift click to craft a stack. Shift click to craft a stack. I see. So it's grabbed what was in my inventory and it's just crafted it for me. So it crafted up that bowl and gave me this mushroom stew. So if I drink the mushroom stew, or put it away, should I say? Let's have a look. I've got no room in there, but still. So if I then eat the mushroom stew, then this cooking table will basically work like that book, which was book 2 for Blockheads. And this oven, what can I put in the oven? Can I put a grilled mushroom in it? Nope, can't put a mushroom in it. I'm going to have to put some sort of wood in it. If I put sticks in it, that'll burn, won't it? And we could make another pan. Let's see about making a pan. I don't think I've already got one. No. So this... Yeah, okay, so back out to Pam's. Let's have a look, see what we can do with this. It's kind of interesting learning new stuff, but I should probably do a bit more off camera and show you all about it a bit later on. Let's see, we've got pans and things in Pam's. Let's make one of those. You need to cast that in a pot. Okay. Molten aluminium brass onto that makes a pot nowadays, does it? Okay. That, however, is possible. I can make a skillet. And what else? We can make those from bricks. I can get bricks easy enough. Yeah. That's good. That's for that one. And chopping board was that. So we need to get some wood for that one. Let's get a piece of that. Thank you. And turn that into that. Awesome. And we can do that on this crafting bench here. So something like this, when it that and that makes a chopping board. Okay. So does that mean that this piece here, if I put the skillet in there, it will allow me to do skillet recipes? So what can I use a skillet for? All sorts of different recipes. But I don't know if it's going to cook things for me like that. Butter, bread, more chicken and bread and mayo. Yeah. It's going to be cool if it keeps all of these things to one side, because these may be all cooking recipes. And you can just put your recipe in here and it'll maybe output. I'll have to experiment with those a little bit. And the same with this. The grilled mushroom is a mushroom grilled on a skillet. That's what I thought. But the skillet's in there, but it won't grill the mushrooms for me. Maybe... Oh, look. Wow. Okay, so we can put the mushrooms... We put the mushrooms into the input, and it will grill them for us over time instead of needing to craft them. But that does mean that it needs the stick, but that does automate the crafting still, which is nice. These mushrooms are not doing the cooking, though. Why are these mushrooms stopped cooking? And now it's turned back on again. Maybe because they got added after it didn't quite work. That's not going to help for automation if that's the case. But still, anyway, we've got some cooked mushrooms. We've learned how to use the oven a little bit. We've learned how to use this crafting bench. Obviously, the fridge is the fridge. You can just put food in it. Can you put anything in it? Yeah, you can put anything in it. Okay. Why you would want to put anything in it, I don't know. But it's basically another chest, but looking like a fridge or a cupboard, at least, to go with the theme. And then we've got a sink where we can get our water from very quickly and simply. And tool racks for putting all of our kitchen tools on. That's quite a nice little mod. I will experiment a little bit more in the kitchen and try and figure out what we've got going on. Transfer some supplies over to the kitchen and maybe be able to make a few different snacks out of these. But that is it for today's episode. I'm pretty much getting back into things. I've had a week off, a little break, just to catch my breath and think about where do I want this series to go. And thank you for all your comments in the previous episode of A Druid's Tale. They all mean a lot to me and they helped me make the decision of what I was going to do when I came back to the series. So thank you, and I will see you in the next episode of A Druid's Tale. Thank you and goodbye.